Where do I begin? Subject: Black women, those ones who are a problem. Somebody named Ari Fletcher, I believe. I'm bad with names. I don't remember these people. I don't want to remember these people, so I don't learn their names. Because as far as I'm concerned, fly by nighter, here today, gone tomorrow. She is involved with a rapper, or was involved with another rapper, that type, okay? It's a type. Rappers are really, really low vibrational beings, and they attract those females who are about the bag. They call them boss chicks because they know how to finesse. It means to trick, to scam, to rob, to finesse him, to take him for all that he's got. There are some females who set out in life to drain men of their funds. These young ladies, they start young, they get older, but they are often groomed by older women who are essentially, well, they call them thought buckets. That hoe over there, Thot, I keep mentioning those, because it seems as though these guys who hate women, the misogynists, when they're speaking, they're largely referring to these thoughts and the wannabe thoughts. And that tells me that these guys are attracted to not only, they are attracted to the mentality. The mentality causes these females to have a particular appearance. If you look at them, without exception, they have a lot of makeup on. Most of them don't even look like themselves. If they wash their face, they don't look like the same person. Some of them look a lot better without the makeup, but hey, they're wearing the makeup. They gotta have the eyelashes. They gotta have the fake eyebrows. Because nothing about them is really that appealing to begin with. They don't have nice bodies. Some women are born naturally well endowed and well formed, nicely shaped. Many are not. And so those ones who are not, and they want to be noticed because in their regular states, they're not noticed, so they want to stand out. They're attention whoring, and then they'll get their Brazilian butt lift. Well, the black male has been conditioned to believe that it's got to be the booty. That's why so many of them are down low gay, because when it comes to the ass, they all stink, they all smelly, they all shitholes. So chances are possibly that the females probably take better care, but I doubt it, because they got these long nails that are not even their own. They pay a lot of money to put that fake shit on, get it stuck on their nails. And, we don't hear about the infections from, the nail salons. We don't hear about the infections when they have all kinds of fungus from going to these places. Some of them are not sanitary. And the tools used for the trade are not sanitized. So they get infections, but you don't hear about that. You just see all the fake nails. And, quite frankly, I'm glad I'm too old for all of this nonsense, because I'm not so insecure that I have to go and put all this shit on myself to attract the attention of these guys who are showing that they're really unworthy. They're not worthy. But to these female, they are worthy, because that's where they're going to get their bag. They're going to extract money from these guys who are dummies. Dummies who are doing drugs and drinking. They're not sober. So, they're in that kind of party state. And they never seem to snap out of it until it's too late. And they're broke, and the girl is gone to the next sucker. So they're showing this Ari she's twerking at a party. She's doing a video addressing people talking about her, and she's topless. So they gotta pixelate the freaking image, the video, and then you could see she's so classless. They'll say she's beautiful, right? Because she's all made up. She looks perfect. But to me, that's not beauty. You see, because I saw the inside of her. And this is what you all are not being taught. To see beauty in all of its glory, not simply something fabricated, not a piece of plastic. You can look at a Barbie doll and say that's beautiful. The Barbie doll don't even look a damn thing like you. And then you're going to make your face up to look like the Barbie doll. Many black women and some males, many males now, they call themselves transgender. They're doing the same makeup, and they say, oh, look, we look better than real women. Okay, good. I'm a real woman. I'm a real born woman, female. I'm not a fabrication. I'm not made up. And I don't want to be. Women can get made up. Guess what? When women try to get makeup made up, they look like transsexuals. They look like drag queens. And now it's come to we're in a place where now many of these guys, they're attracted. Many black men are attracted to transgender. Because not only are the transgender, big titties, big boobs, big lips, big everything, they got big attitude. Sometimes they end up fighting. They get very loud. They can be obnoxious. They are embarrassing, which is why the guys tend to keep these transsexual sex workers on the down low, because they can be an embarrassment. Because again, classless. So there's Ari on the video addressing people, talking about her, because they're like, isn't this a strip club? She's having this party at a strip club and she's stripping and twerking, and you see a little boy in the background. There's a little boy. Clearly this is not an atmosphere. This is not an environment for a boy under the age of 5. Oh, look, he's playing with balloons. He has to bend down, pick up the balloon. Imagine all the things he's seeing, what he's exposed to, whatever drugs they're doing, whatever alcohol they're consuming, and the sexual activity. That is alarming. These guys grow up to be really messed up. And where do they go? They go looking for more hoes. Bitches and hoes. That's why they talk about that in their genre. Bitches and hoes and, I don't know, clothes. And they're all on materialism. It's all materialistic because most of them came from a background where they had nothing. And all they aspired to is to get the bag. Now, with those females out to get the bag, they have the worst attitudes. They are all really bitchy, because they think, oh, I'm beautiful and I can do whatever I want and I can get whatever I want. And they talk down to these guys too. They talk down to men. Like they want to be the man, but they want to look like the baddest bitch, whatever that means, a doll. How can you be a bad bitch and you're looking like a piece of plastic? That makes absolutely no sense. But this is America today, and that's traveling across to the continent of Africa. African women, some of them are starting to act this way. Some in the Caribbean, the same thing. That is the girls that come from the low class, no class backgrounds. They're trying to buy class, but they can't. So she's boasting that I wasn't in a strip club. I spent $20,000 to rent this place to throw this party. So you have $20,000 to spend on a venue, a place, a house to do a sex party, but you can't spend some money on a babysitter for your child? I don't know. The child has to be exposed to that. So, these mothers, these modern women and modern mothers, they leave much to be desired. They are, rash with a capital T. Yes, RASH with a capital T in the front. That's all I'm seeing. So there she is, talking back on video. What is she doing? She's eating a big old burger, big piece of meat and cheese, and there's a little piece of lettuce in there and a bun. She's eating that. And then she's eating chicken wings. This bitch never stopped talking as she's eating the chicken eating N-words. And she's sucking on the listen, I served chicken wings to strippers at the club where I worked, and those strippers, they weren't making that much money, Ari, but they were not eating the chicken like you did. And to be eating while you're talking, no class. Y'all need to take some etiquette, lessons in etiquette and decorum. Instead of, well, I got a vagina, I got a pussy, and I got a pretty face, I will put some hair extensions in, and all the guys are gonna come after me. Yes, they are, because they are low value. It don't matter what Kitten Hill said. Just because he's making 6 figures, he can be making 6 figures and be very low value, which is why they end up with hoes. They are hoe value males. Okay? Hoe value males are those guys who have to pay for it. And that's how guys get so angry, because they have to pay for it. Anybody who is with a female like Ari is paying for it in every way possible. Okay? These are not unions or relationships of longevity. It is a fly-by-night passing through, hit and run. Yeah, they have a baby, but soon she gonna be another baby mama. And unfortunately, those of you who are procreating in these times, this is what you have to look forward to. Your children having to mix and mingle with the children of these hoes and these rappers and these scammers and these thieves and degenerates and drug dealers and all that goes along with that lifestyle. That is a particular class, a particular demographic. It's a particular background of black people who give us all a bad name. So when people talk about niggers, they think we're all the same. I've never been a nigger, and I ain't never gonna be a nigger. And no, I don't have niggers in my family. And when I say I'm indigenous, I mean that. Okay? Some of the girls I see their hair, I don't know what they are. Are you indigenous? Are you mixed black and white? Because, it's hard to tell sometimes from their roots what their background is. But most of these chicks, they are mixed with white and black. Okay? And that's also part of the problem, especially if their mother is not black. But there is something to be said for these black females nowadays who are so angry at the men they were involved with, they'd been married to, and the men were not achieving. They felt they can do better than him financially. And yes, in many cases they can. And they are unwilling to put up with the guy's shit because the guy, he's feeling inadequate because he's not bringing in enough money, but he can get pussy. And the only reason he can get pussy is because of more low vibrational beings, more females who love to see a couple and get in there and mess things up. So there is another black man or male cheating on his wife, cheating on his baby mama, cheating on his girlfriend with just another piece of poop. They just keep picking up poo-poo. They pick up poo-poo and play with it. They are poo-poo players. Probably getting pissed on too. Because these women have an attitude. And they will literally piss on you. And because they're bringing the bag, they're making all the money. Oh, I'm buying this property. But it's not. It's all on paper. They do magic. They're magicians. If you check them all, majority of them are witches doing witchcraft. And I'm not saying all witches are bad, because I have friends who are witches and they ain't not on this shit, okay? But it's those ones who are, they gotta do the black magic. They gotta hex people and threaten. Those are the ones. And you could see the demon in them, They are pure demon spirits. And they have the energy, like they feel as though nothing can touch them. They are untouchable. They can do as they please because they have the money. They got the bag and they don't need no man, right? It's really sad to see how society has been reduced to this, where men and women no longer know who and what they are, because you have a bunch of evil satanic beings, also known as white males, but those white males who without money they would have never seen a vagina in their lives. So they come from backgrounds sometimes with money, but still, they're still not attractive. They're not attractive and they don't age well. So they need a lot of money and they resent that too. Basically, it seems as though these males who are not really desirable or appealing to women, they have an anger, they have a hatred. They become misogynistic. And if they're not having sex, if they're not buying pussy, they are sexless. They are even more angry and prone to just explode, which is what they do. That's why women are being murdered all the time by their partners, ex-boyfriend, baby daddy. This is a culture. This is a subgroup of black people that is painting all of us with the same brush. I'm an indigenous woman. My background is not even the same as yours. My heritage, my people did not come from Africa as slaves. I cannot relate to that. But many of those who have drank this Kool-Aid and believed their family were brought as slaves, and they gotta make sure that they represent, that they're no longer seen as poor, that they're not broke. And the first thing they say to you as an insult is, oh, you're broke. That's what she said. People talking about her are broke. She's so freaking not broke that she's sucking on a freaking... You think I would ever do a video when I'm eating and eating? First of all, I don't eat chicken. I don't eat chicken. No. And I'm not going to be sucking on a chicken wing when I'm talking. The same way y'all are on video smoking, drinking alcohol, smoking weed, smoking cigarettes. I see your lifestyle, drinking Red Bull. No, I was at a strip club, and one of my best customers, she was a beautiful girl. She looked like a more beautiful version of Jennifer Lopez, because she had a build. She was thick, but not fat. And she was well proportioned, beautiful. Her legs were like mine. The girl looked good. And she didn't drink and she didn't do drugs. And she was Jamaican. I like that because she, when you say you're Jamaican, they expect you to smoke weed. She didn't do none of that. And she didn't look like a regular black person either. She looked, like I said, like I kept asking her, are you sure you're not indigenous? But these people are not being told their history, because in Jamaica, they hate us. A Jamaican woman told me that. They hate us. We're seen as shit beneath their shoes in Jamaica. Those of us who come from background where we look like Indian, because we are indigenous. They don't want to acknowledge that, because their history told them that we all came as slaves from Africa. And then they see you have this kind of hair, and they hate you because that's the kind of hair they want. That's why they do all this shit, weaving and wigging and all this shit they do. They want to look like you, indigenous woman. They hate you. Because how dare you be black like them, but you have nicer hair. That's what they used to always say to them. All members of my family have been told how your hair is so nice. But as soon as they say that, they're hating you the whole time. So be mindful of that. And that's why, because they hate you so much for your natural hair, they don't value that your skin tone is dark. They will value your natural hair more if your skin tone is light. Then they would really love you. And that is, these kinds of thought pockets, they call them. They are strippers and escorts, and they're going for the money, and so they don't feel a need to do anything other than just spend money and pose. So these women don't know how to cook. That's why you'll always see them eating takeout. I never see them dining at a table like where my family we were when we were all together. We had supper together. And everyone is eating around the table, and we're using cutlery, and we're using plateware. We're not using paper plates. We're not eating off styrofoam. We're not eating... Look, she was eating out of a freaking takeout box. They're eating out of takeaway boxes and styrofoam containers. They really, really eat off regular plates. There's no class there. Absolutely none. And of course, out of their mouth, what comes? And to be displaying this behavior in front of an impressionable young boy, what do you think he's going to... Do you think he may become... Hopefully not. He may not become a pimp, or you know what they do? I'm a rapper. A rapper means... same with producer. It means you out to get as much pussy as you can. It means you're not safe. You're a super spreader. You're spreading diseases, infections, and you have many unwanted pregnancies. So you are basically having a lot of abortions performed in this world. And I don't make it gender specific. It's not that, these girls are just thots. Yeah, well, who are they thotting for? They're thotting for these guys. Women are not paying them for pussy. It's males are doing that. So you guys, you kitten heels, dick riders, hate all women. We're all the same. I hear you, I see you, and you're full of shit because I'm nothing like these hoes. But you're afraid of me. You're afraid of me because I want nothing from you. And you hate that. You want women to be submissive and in need, so you can dominate them. That's the only way you can dominate a woman, is when she has absolutely nothing. But we are creators. Women are creators. That's why they said black woman is God. I've never ever said that before, but look how apt. It just fit right in. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, comment or not. It's all good. I'm Domina De La Pie, Mistress Ashes Storm. Good day. Please make a distinction that we are not all the same. We are not monolithic. All the black men are not the same. All the black women are not the same. And y'all need to stop that nonsense and placing us all in some shit box with shit heads just because that's your type. That's what you look like. That's what you look at. When you look at those bitches in that box, you get so angry. Why? Because that's what you were drawn to. Why? Because that's your stock. That's your background. They come from your hood, your area, your lifestyle. That's what you're accustomed to. Thank you.